here talking with Chris Hall, head coach of the UChicago men's and women's track teams. Now, Chris, the women's track and field team won the UAA title by a sizable margin. What was the key to getting such good performances across the board in all the events?
Well, the margin and why we did succeed was just exactly what you said. We had we covered every event. It's the first time since I've been at the University of Chicago that we've scored in every event that we've competed in at the conference championships, and I think really that made it difficult for teams to get back into the competition once we got a little bit of a lead, because we just didn't have a weak area on the team. Why? I mean, I can't give you a specific reason why. I mean, health. You know, our teams have been much healthier this year, or our women's team in particular has been much healthier this year than it's been in the last couple. And, you know, I think that we developed some good momentum early in the meet, and I really think that feeds on the rest of the team. A great thing about our squad is that it is a team event. You know, I don't think people go in there with specific individual goals, but what can we do to win a championship? And when positive things started happening, I think people got excited and, you know, rose up and met those the expectations that the other people put out in front of them.
You got a national championship in the pole vault from Michael Bennett. Just talk a little bit about his weekend and just the excitement of getting that national championship.
You know, it was the entire season for Michael. You know, he was injured, not anything too terrible, but he had a foot injury that took him out of a couple of meets in the middle of the season, or late in January, and I think he missed our first meet in February. But Michael was undefeated. He went through the entire season without losing a competition, which I think is an extraordinarily difficult thing to do in that particular discipline. There's so many things that can go wrong in the pole vault from one week to the next. But his consistency throughout the season carried right into that competition. He vaulted well that day. There's no doubt about that. But you know, the key to his victory was the fact that he was clean. He had no misses at the earlier heights, and when the bar went up to 4.95 meters, I mean, there were still 3 vaulters left, but the other 2 knew that they had to clear that height and hope that Michael did not, because he was in front. And I think that probably added a little bit of pressure to the other vaulters. So, you know, for Michael more than anything, I just think it was the consistency of his vaulting all season long. And he was very businesslike at the national meet. I don't think he got caught up into the hype or the pressure that went along with it, and just performed the way that he was capable of performing.
You also had 2 All-Americans on the women's side with Michelle Dobbs in the 800 and Brianna Hickey in the 1 mile. Let's talk a little bit about their national championship performance.
Well, you know, Michelle went in as a pretty high seed in the 800. She went in as a number 4 seed, and that's where she finished. And I think that we felt very confident that Michelle was going to be an All-American this year as a freshman. She was an outstanding high school athlete as well. And she, you know, the difficult thing, I think, was getting used to what it was like to be in a really competitive field. Michelle in the 800 up until the national meet was undefeated this year as well, and she never really had traffic to deal with or anything like that in an event. And I think that was a bit of an eye-popping experience for her, but I thought she handled it extraordinarily well. And, you know, to finish 4th in the country as a freshman, I think is a tremendous accomplishment. I think she, too, much like Michael, just ran within herself, competed within herself, did what she did to get there. Brianna, I don't want to say it was a surprise for Brianna to be an All-American, because I think that we felt that she could do that. But she had to get better at the national meet. We knew that. She had to have her best performances of the season in order to move up into that position. I think she went in as a number 17 seed in the national meet, and, you know, first to get into finals, to be in the top 10 and get into finals, and then in finals, I thought she ran great. It was a different experience for her, but she has competed in 2 national meets in cross country, and I think that really helped her to, feel like, hey, I belong here. I know I can compete with these athletes, and the fact that even from our conference meet, I think that there were 7 women that were in the mile run in our conference meet that were all in the national meet, whether it was in the mile, the 3K, or the distance medley relay. So it was, I think that she really felt like she belonged there and just competed that way.
How encouraging is it to have underclassmen, these freshmen and sophomores, excelling at such a high level right now?
It's extremely encouraging. Nothing better than youth and talent and success. And I think that we've got a pretty bright future with our team. I think when our guys see what Michael accomplished, they'll feel like, what, we work hard too. We're pushing ourselves. We can aspire to these types of goals, similar to what he has, whether it's being a national champion or being in the NCAAs or scoring in our conference championships. I think it'll add a lot of life to our team. So it's very encouraging, and I think too it's helpful in the process of recruiting. When we're talking to prospective student athletes and they know that we're having good success at the national meet and we're doing it with people that are going to be around for an extended period of time still, that there are a lot of positive things there also.